What's up, YouTubers? I'm here with, introduce yourself. Julia, and we're going to be working on some unitizing today. So she had a bag of Unifix cubes, and we made groups of
5.
How many 5s were we able to make? That's a lot of 5s.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27.
27 groups of
5.
Oh my gosh.
And we have one odd man out.
Yeah, and we're going to put him to the side because we're going to figure out what to do with him later, right? And then you told me, you said, this is so many 5s, I wonder how much this is, right?
Mm-hmm.
How can I figure out how many cubes are in all of those 5s?
So we can count by 5s.
Count by 5s? That would make sense since we see groups of 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
You want to try to do that?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and try.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 45.
Is that where you get stuck, at 45?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have a plan. We're going to start writing. Take that board that has nothing on it, and we're going to write what you said to see if we notice some patterns, okay? And that might help us figure out what number is going to come next. So you told me, I'm going to start writing it, okay?
Yay.
You told me 5, 10, 15. You go as high as you can go.
20.
25. 40. Here, you want to use it, touch these?
Mm-hmm.
Here, I'm going to scooch these both over by you so it's all on one table. And I'll let you count as high as you can go again. And while you're counting, I will write, okay? 5.
10,
I like how you're sliding those.
25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 6.
Okay, so you got to 45, right? We said this is up to 45 right here.
45.
All right, now what I want you to do is I want you to look at this list of numbers because these are all correct, right? What do you notice?
But there's different numbers, and that there's a 10 and 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. That's right over here.
So what do you notice that's different about those numbers?
That they have, some of them have 1s and 0s and 5s in them.
What do you know? Like, okay, so where are those 1s and 0s and 5s?
Over here, and over here is a 0 and a 5, and some of them don't have.
Oh,
like,
what place are you looking at when you're looking at those 5s? What place is that? In that number. Is that the 10's place or the 1's place?
1's place.
So if we look in the 1's place, you said you see 5s, and what else?
0s.
5s and 0s. What else do you notice about those 5s and 0s? Do you notice any patterns?
Like 5, 0, 5, 0, 5, 0, 5, 0, 5.
Is that a pattern?
Yes,
and
that
look,
is a pattern.
Yeah, even if I can write it like this too. 5, 10, 15, 20. Are you looking?
Mm-hmm.
25. Keep counting for me. 30. What will be next?
35. 40. 45.
Okay, and then we didn't know what would come next, right?
So that's going to be the mystery number.
This is what we're trying to find out, this next number right there.
And
what else do you notice?
We don't know what's over here, even after this one.
So let's see if we can use these patterns to figure out what must come next, okay? So you notice in the 1s I have the 5, 0, 5, 0, 5, 0, 5, 0, 5, 0, right?
Pattern.
Do you see any other patterns?
Over here, like 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4.
Oh, what do you notice about that?
That they're a pattern because we have 2 1s, like 1,
2 1s and then 2 2s and then
and 3 3s and 4 4s.
So that's okay. So each of these has 1 10. Each of these has 2 10s, right? Okay. So now look. When you look this way, can you see patterns?
Yes.
What do you notice when you look that way?
You can do this,
Mm-hmm.
and we have 5. There's 5s over here. They're all 5s,
yep.
And all 0s.
Okay.
And all 10s.
Okay. So then, if you look at this number over here, would it end with a 5 or a 0? What do you think?
5, like 50.
Oh, you think it would be 50? Why do you think it's 50?
Well, I think it's 50 because 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, we're counting by 10.
Yes. And then inside of each 10, I have 2 groups of 5, right?
And 1s.
Well, these have 10s and 1s, right? But I like how you're thinking about those 10s, because if you're stuck at 45, what's the next 10 after 40?
50.
50. And then 5 more would be, and then the next 10 would be
60.
And then 5 more would be
65.
And then the next 10 would be
70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100.
There you go. Let's see if we can count these all the way up to 100, then we'll figure out what's going to come next, okay?
Get an eraser too. And put 55, 60, 65, 70, 75. And I'll erase one of them. 75, 80. 85, 90, 95, 95.
What do you think?
100, 105.
See, now you got the pattern. You can't be stopped. This next one might be tricky. So what came after? What came after 5?
10.
So now I'm at 105.
105. Like this?
But I already have 105. So if I'm up to 105 and I add another 5, let's see if we can figure out what that would be. Can I borrow your marker?
Yes.
So I know 105 means that I have 100 and then I have 5 more, right?
Yes.
That's supposed to be a plus. And then I'm going to add this next group of 5, right?
Yeah.
Julia, do you know 5 plus 5? Do you know that one?
10.
10? So then can't I also just think of this as 100 plus 10?
Equals
What
105.
What would 100 and then 10 be?
100. 100. Wait. Say it again. It would be 1,000.
So let's check out, come back here to some of these numbers, okay? So in 85, what does the 8 really mean?
It's a 10. Well,
what is the value of that 8?
We know it's a 10 and a 5.
Okay, how many 10s?
8.
8. So how much is 8 10s? How much is 8 10s? Do you know how much that would be? 8 10s?
85.
What do you think 8 10s would give me?
85.
Just the 8 10s? Let's see if we can figure it out. So I had 8 10s. Wouldn't that be 8 groups of 10?
Yes, it would be.
Okay, so remember when we have groups of 5, we're counting by 5s, right? So when we have groups of 10, what do you think we'll count by?
10.
And if I have 8 10s, because there's an 8 in the 10s, if there's 8 in the 10s place and I have 8 10s, Julia, you see groups of what?
Groups of 10.
So how can I count those groups?
Of 10.
Okay, how much would 8 10s be then? How can I count?
10.
What is 10 plus 10?
10 plus 10 is 5. 20.
Plus another 10.
Is 20 plus 20 is
No, not 20 plus 20. 20 plus another 10.
Another 10. 20 plus another 10, like 20 plus 30.
30 plus another 10.
40.
Plus another 10.
50.
Plus another
60, 70, 80.
So if I have an 8 in the tens place, that means I have 8 groups of 10. And the value of 8 groups of 10 is what?
8 groups of 10.
When you counted up those 8 groups of 10, what did that get you?
85.
Did I get 85 when I did my 8 groups of 10?
No, 80.
I got 80, right? So
80,
the
right over
8,
here.
we're working on this number. So the 8 has a value of 80. What about that 5? What's
5? Like 5?
5?
5.
How do you know it's 5?
5 because over here we have a 5.
Mm-hmm. Is that 5 tens or 5 ones in 85?
5 ones.
5 ones. So when I'm looking at the number 85, 85 just means 80 plus 5,
80
right?
Plus 5 right over here.
Yeah, these mean the same thing.
So it's not over here like 9.
No, what would this 9 represent?
90.
90. And what about this? This means I have what?
5.
Look,
9.
in the ones place.
This place. 1. 10.
What digit is in the ones place? You look here. You look here.
0.
So if I have 0 ones, what's the value of 0 ones?
0.
0.
0.
So 90 plus no more is 90, right?
90.
So look, 80 and 5 is 85, right?
5.
What does this 9 really mean? What's the value?
Well, it's a 10.
How many tens is it?
9 tens.
How much is 9 tens?
9.
So I had 8 tens here. I need 9 tens.
9.
What would that be?
9 would be 90.
90. So the value of 9 tens is 90.
90.
Plus, what is the value of this digit?
5.
So when I say the number 95, that means 90 and 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then when I do this number, let's look at this. I'm going to try to, what place is this digit in?
The digit?
Yeah, is that in the tens or the ones or?
Do you mean the 1?
Yeah.
It would be in the 1's place.
That's the ones place?
Mm-hmm. Well, because you know, over here there's 1, and over here is a 1. And
But
if you have a 0, we have 0, and if we took away the 0, that would be 5. So 80, 105.
I don't want to take away the 0. That changes my number.
So 10.
10 what?
10 ones. Wait, 10 tens.
10 tens. Very good. So now I have 10 tens and I have 5 ones. If I have 10 tens, do you know what that can give me?
10.
What can 10 tens make?
100.
100. So this is 10 tens, right? But as soon as you have 10 tens, do you notice how our numbers went from 2 digits to 3 digits?
No.
Look, 2 digits to 3 digits.
To 3 digits.
Do you notice that? So now this is a different place. What place is this? When I have 10 tens, I can make one what?
1,000.
What did you just tell me 10 tens makes?
10 tens make 100.
100. So this 1 is in the hundreds place. It really means
like over
1.
Here?
Yes. It really means 100.
Even over here?
I don't have anything else in the tens place. I have no leftover tens, right? So this number 105 really means 105. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So look, if I'm doing 110, what digit would go in the hundreds place?
Oh, I know.
Tell me. Tell me.
1,000.
Where's 1,000 if I have 100 plus 10?
So
Do I have 1,000?
We can take away the 1 and we can put the 0 over here and put the 1 over here.
Where would everything go up there? I only got 3 places. Here. How would I write 110 up there?
Over here?
On these lines.
Oh. We only have
that says 100, right? How do I make it say 110?
And by putting like 4 spaces.
No, I can't do 4 spaces because that would be thousands. You didn't say I have 1,000. You just said I had 110.
110.
Right?
Yes.
If I put the 1,000 here, that means 1,000.
Million?
That means 1,000. That's 10 100s. That's way too much. Yep, that's way too much. Don't I just have 100 here?
Yeah.
How many 10s do you see?
What?
This is 100, right?
Yes.
What is this? How many 10s?
10s.
How many 10s do you see right here?
10.
That's 10 10s? 10 groups of 10?
Wait, no, 0.
Baby, how many times did I write 10 right here?
1.
1. That's 110.
It's 110.
Or 10 ones, right?
10.
So if it's 110, then what digit can I put in the 10s place?
The 10s place? 1.
Do it. Oh, that's not a 10. You told me you're gonna put a 1 in the 10s place.
Okay.
Not a 0. Okay. Do you have any leftover ones?
0.
Okay.
111.
What number is this?
111.
How is that 111 if it's 100 and 110? Does that make sense?
Well, you have a 1 and another one that is
Oh, that does look
ones.
like 11, doesn't it?
And then you put a 0 that is nothing, and that's 111.
Okay, so that's not 111, but I like how I can see what you were thinking. Look what this is, though. Look. Remember how we were stretching these numbers out?
Yes.
If I have,
over here,
yeah, if I have a 1 in the hundreds place, what does it really mean?
it really means 10. 100.
100. And this next 1, what place is it in?
The place?
Yeah, look at it. What place?
The place of 10. The place of, what is it again?
What do you think?
The 10's place.
So that means I have one group of 10. So look, Julia, this number right here is 110 because it's 100. Are you looking?
Mm-hmm.
It's 100 plus 10 more.
10
this is
more.
110. And look, this is 10, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And then I just put the 100 in front and that's 110, right?
110, yes.
Now look at the ones I got. I got 105, 110. What do you think would come next?
111.
Isn't 111 just one more than 110?
Yes, because
But is this
it's more. Because we already have 5.
Mhm.
We have so many 5.
Am I putting one more?
Yes.
Is this 1?
Yeah. Yes. Because 5 is just 1.
It's one group of 5.
One group of 5.
But does it have a value of 1? Is this one block?
Yes.
It is.
But no, it's a 5.
It's one group of 5, right?
5.
But how many blocks are in it?
The blocks?
Yeah. Because this 110, is this 110 groups of 5 or is this 110 blocks?
110 blocks.
That's 110 blocks. So now I need to add how many more blocks?
1.
How many blocks are here?
5.
So what is 10 and 5? You know that because I asked you that the other day.
10 and 5.
Yeah. 10 and 5 more. You told me
15.
that. So then after 110, what do you think is going to come next?
115.
How could I write that?
Like this. So we put a 1 and a 1 and a 5.
Excellent. So 105, 110, 115.
116.
Wait, am I just adding 1?
5.
So what's 15 plus 5? Look, 5. Do you see the 5, 10, 15? Look, come back, because you're good at seeing patterns. 5, 10, 15.
20.
Okay, so then use that to help you fix this over here. So 105, 110, 115.
116.
Does that make sense?
Yes. And 100.
Wait a minute. 115 plus 5 more is 116?
Yes.
I thought 115 plus 1 more would be 116. Right?
Because there's only one, and if you go
1 more than 15 is 16, right?
16.
So then if I add 1 and it's 116, then can it also be 116 if I'm adding 5?
Yeah, yes.
That makes sense?
Yes.
How is 1 and 5 the same thing?
1 and 5 are the same thing, like 15.
Is $1 and $5 the same thing?
No.
So then if I'm at 115 and I'm adding 5, is that the same as adding 1?
Yes. Adding 1?
When you went from 115 to 116, how much did you add?
1.
1, but I can't add 1. I need to add
6.
How much is this?
5.
5. What's 15 plus 5 more? It's 15 plus 5.
15 plus 1?
No, plus 5.
Oh, 15. 20.
20. So would this be 116?
No, 120.
Can you fix it?
Yes, let me go get an eraser.
Yeah, you got it. You're ready. Okay. 105, 110, 115, 120.
130.
Am I at, how much am I adding? I'm adding how much? What is this right here?
Wait. Here?
Yeah, this is a group.
5.
So when you add 20 and 5, what does that give you?
5.
No, 20 and 5.
20 and 5
Makes what?
makes
80 and 5 made 85. 90 and 5 made 95.
And that will
So what do you think 20 and 5 is going to make?
5.
20 and 5 more.
25.
So then if I'm doing 120 and then 5 more, it would be...
I just said it.
I don't know. You just told me 5 more than 20 was 20.
5.
So then 5 more than 120 would be...
25.
Just 25?
125.
There you go. That's that right there. Excellent. Are you noticing something here? I have the hundreds in the front.
Oh, we did pluses and
equations. Look, I have all the hundreds in the front, right? This says 5. Do you see the 10?
Yes.
5, 10. Do you see the 15?
Yes.
20, 25.
35.
Go back to the beginning. Count by 5s.
5, 10.
You can just touch it and say it.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35.
So what came after 25?
45, 50.
Hold up. What came after 25?
25.
What was 5 more than 25?
30.
So then come over here. What would be 5 more than 125? Okay, what would be 5 more than that? Excellent. Now what I want you to do is I want you to count all the way down to see how many blocks we have in these groups of 5. You did amazing work.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 70, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 105, 100, 110, 115, 120, 125, 135, 100.
Oh, hold on, that's not what it says.
130, 135.
Okay, so the final challenge. We have to figure out what to do with this last one.
Well, I know it's 100.
What do you think?
6.
106?
Uh-huh.
Why do you think that? Okay, I'm just gonna finish her up on this one. So look, what is 135 plus one more? Excellent.